thank you, Terrell. That was lovely. Thank you. I love hearing him play the piano. Other things too, but that's very nice. Thank you. Thank you. So welcome to Unity of Palm Harbor. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We have a couple different things happening today. We're going to do a little special presentation in just a moment. And I have some friends here, one of my fellow ministers that we went to ministerial school with. So if you want to know the dirt, so I'm going to ask Reverend Don Barton to stand up and his husband Craig. So I want you to know we went to school together. We learned all the secret mysteries of what unity is all about. And once upon a time, they would have these meet and greets before our classes. And in walked this very handsome Craig. And I'm like, who does he belong to? Don. So not only that, I want to let you know that he has also newly been elected to serve on the Unity Worldwide Ministry Board of Directors. His background is accounting. His professional life had some CPA going on in it. It's always nice when you have a banker in a church, right? Someone who understands a little bit about the finances. So Don is going to do our meditation here in a little while. And he's also going to be back in October when I go see Reverend Edwin Gaines for the weekend. He's going to be your guest speaker. So I know you guys will welcome him then as you do today. So I just want to say thank you very much for allowing him to be part of our extended family. And I want to move into another really special announcement. I'm probably throwing our AV people totally off because I do that. So I want to invite Ryan Mills to come forward, please. Yes, you might remember last time when God called, he rushed the stage and nobody defended the minister, just saying. But he did bring me the call from God. So I want to say a few things, and I don't want to forget, so give me a moment to read notes. So Ryan tends to be one of our quieter folks. He's behind the scenes doing the magic. Were you saying yes? Yeah. He could be doing this. I don't know what he's doing. But anyways, he's one of our quieter folks, and he's behind the scenes working the magic with the cameras. He's done some special projects for us. You might remember, I'm not sure if Greg is here, but last year we did a Blue Christmas. And it was only online. And Ryan filmed us, edited it, and put it out there so that any of the folks who are not feeling really Christmassy-like, because Christmas is hard for some folks, he did a beautiful presentation for us, and it's on our YouTube channel. And there's a few folks in the audience that I did. It was one of my talks, one of my thesis papers, if you will, in ministerial school. Does God have a wife? And he filmed that. There's a couple of people in the audience who were there for that day. And he filmed that, and that's also available on our YouTube channel. Something else I want to let you know. Well, we talked about that you were bringing me my information when God called. So the board, and your minister, met last Thursday, and I said I'd really like to recognize Ryan and all the work that he does with us. So we have this plaque. And this plaque says, Ryan Mills, intern extraordinaire. Unity of Palm Harbor recognizes your excellence in service to our church family. In gratitude, we say, we love you, we really, really love you. Mwah! And as always, a good student, we gifted him some money. So I want to say thank you for everything you're doing for us. Oh.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It takes a village, so thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
So in the month of August, we're not having children's church simply because it's incredibly hot outside, and they've been using my office, but our teachers are on vacation, and they're going to come back September 4th. So if there's any children in our audience, young, well, I was going to say old, but we're all old children, right? Like we're all. So if there's any young children under the age of 18 who are brave enough to come up and see me, yes, come on. Wait. You have some of these. You need a new one. Which one do you want, Sweet Pea? Okay, so show the audience your little monsters. So throughout today in the discussion, they're going to hear the word Tao. We've been looking at the Tao, the way, in August. And so if you hear it, I'm inviting you to put your little monsters up in the air so I know you're following along. So if I say Tao, what are you going to do? Put your little monsters up in the air. Put your little monsters up in the air. So if you'll stay with me for just a minute. Oops, hold on. Nope, not there. I have a children's book that tells us about the Tao, but it's not actually written about the Tao. It's called Corey's Peaceful Heart. So I'm going to invite each one of you to find that inner child inside and just squirm in that seat for a minute and find that comfortable spot and go with me on a little journey. Corey opens his eyes. Oh no, something is missing. Is it hiding under his bed or in the closet? Or is it in the bathtub? Or inside the fridge? Mommy, cries Corey, I've lost my peaceful heart. I need it for school today. What does your peaceful heart look like? Mommy asks. It's not what my peaceful heart looks like. It's what it feels like, says Corey. Mommy points to the pictures on the refrigerator. Does your peaceful heart feel like a flower, a buzzy bee, a big brown bear, a visit to Grandma's house, a great big carrot? No, Mommy, it sort of feels like a puppy. Oh, your peaceful heart is like the love you feel for your puppy. I'll help you look for it. Is it hiding in the laundry or under the stairs? Or is it in the toy box or under the couch? Corey spots his puppy sleeping in the sun. As he sits with his puppy, he begins to feel peaceful. Corey puts his hand over his heart and closes his eyes. Can you guys put your hand over your heart? Can everybody in the audience put your hand over your heart? And he breathes deeply through his heart. Can you breathe deeply through your heart? And he feels his love for his puppy, and it fills his heart. Feel your love, not only for yourself, but for each other. This is the way of the Tao. This is the way of the Tao. His peaceful heart is back. Mommy, he calls, I found my peaceful heart. You did, she asks. Can't you tell my heart is smiling? Oh, yes, she answers. I can see it now, Corey, for your face is smiling too. Thank you, everyone, for that peaceful heart, the way, the Tao. I like that. Did you guys get that on the camera? Everybody else is doing it too. So I'm going to let you guys go sit down. I'm going to invite Michelle and Terrell to come up, and they have a fun song.
And good morning. We had a request to do this song. It's called Joy to the World, but not the Christmas one. It is Three Dog Night, so won't you please stand and join us?
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always had somebody find wine, singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. If I were
job.
was nice. You guys
and
did
thank
good
you,
on that.
Reverend Tracey, for that recommendation.
Good morning. I'm Kimmin Mitchell, and I'm the platform assistant this morning. So our lovely arrangement was arranged by Linda Potts, and so far it is not spoken for. So if somebody would like to purchase it for $40, you can pay at the in the bookstore and take it home today, or give it away to someone else, or keep it for your own enjoyment. Our prayer chaplain for today is Judith Overcash, and she will be standing in front of the stained glass window at the end of the service to pray in confidential prayer with you. We would like to ask everyone to exit the sanctuary after the service so that the prayer chaplain and whoever comes to ask for prayer will be able to have a quieter environment. Judith is also our daily word reader. And we thank you, Michelle and Terrell, for your music today. Our ushers, I didn't check on this, I hope, are Bob and Gloria. Okay. I should have checked. That's one of the things there's Bob out there, so I know he's here, and I did see Gloria too. So they are our ushers for today. This Wednesday, and we always thank our AV team, Bob, Ryan Mills, who we just honored, and Mark Blair. Our Wednesday evening special this week at 7 p.m. is Deborah with meditation and singing bowls. Now, is this the Sunday that Pauline joins her with Reiki? The Wednesday? So you'll be able to participate in that as well. This Friday is our monthly movie night hosted by Mark Blair, and this month he has Conversations with God. And that's always a really good evening, a good movie, and then good discussion. Mark gets us started, and then we just have a ball. So please put that on your calendar. Unity of Palm Harbor is offering you an excellent opportunity to strengthen and deepen your spiritual practice. Now, I've been a member of this church for 36 years, and I've had the privilege of studying with 3 terrific ministers, our own Reverend Tracey, the most recent. And all of these ministers have been very influential in my spiritual growth. But I will say that nothing has really strengthened my daily walk with Spirit like being a prayer chaplain. So if you're looking to strengthen your daily spiritual practice and your daily walk with Spirit, I encourage you to pray about becoming a prayer chaplain in the upcoming year. Now, our window for seeking to join this prayer ministry is closing, in that I have to know by the middle of September the exact count of how many people will be joining us at our prayer chaplain training at Wellspring Retreat Center in Parrish. So please see me if you think you're at all interested. You may decide not to take it up, but I will be more than happy to talk with you about that, and looking forward to doing so. Speaking of prayer, our annual World Day of Prayer, which is Unity's 29th World Day of Prayer, will be Wednesday, September 7th. We will kick it off with a service here in the sanctuary. So please come and participate in that. Last year we had such a wonderful service. The theme for this year is Holding the High Watch. And the affirmation is, I pray with an elevated mind and an open heart. The prayer chaplains will be here 15 minutes before the service starts to share prayer with you if you would like to, so take advantage of that. You can also participate in the day-long, the 24-hour-long World Day of Prayer that extends in for the next 24 hours by signing up to pray from home in an hour increments. You'll find the sign-up sheet there in the foyer at the big long table. Okay. And also look for the Cherokee Worry Basket to submit prayer requests. Is that with us today, Reverend Tracey? Do we have? Okay, so it'll be out and available perhaps next week, and you can start putting your prayer request in there, and you can also add them on the evening of World Day of Prayer. And Reverend Tracy and Reverend Marilyn will be praying for these requests that come into the prayer basket. We have a lovely service planned for you that night. Go to unityofpalmharbor.org if you want to see our calendar and all the events that are going on this week and upcoming weeks. And now we will join together in our mission statement. So if we'll say together, our mission is to advance well-being by sharing compassion and inclusiveness with integrity and spirituality. And now, the daily word.
Good morning, everyone. Today's daily word is gratitude, and we certainly are a gratitudinal bunch here. I think it's just a great place to be. And the opening statement is, gratitude is my natural state of mind, but I'd like to add into this that gratitude is our natural state of mind. That's why we're here together, because it's our mission to have gratitude. What joy it is to feel gratitude rising from our hearts and filling our minds. Feeling grateful makes us aware of the all-encompassing presence of God, including the divine within us. When we live from our spiritual nature, gratitude becomes the song of our hearts. We don't need to wait for a reason to feel grateful. When we live with an attitude of gratitude, we find the good in every situation, the blessings that can even come from adversity, and the presence of God in every aspect of life. Practicing gratitude opens our eyes to the blessings that are present and opens our hearts to receive even more. We give thanks for an unlimited world, blissful peace, and perfect wholeness. And from that wonderful poetic book of Psalms, let us come into his presence with thanksgiving, and let us make a joyful noise to him with songs of praise. And I'd like to add that if you're not a daily word reader, you might want to pick one up in the bookstore or subscribe to one. It's cheaper that way. I was given a subscription to this when I was 17 and starting at Florida State. Read it ever since.
Lost her smile, so I gave her mine. It always makes me feel better when I'm kind. I helped a turtle when it was trying to cross a busy road. Gave a hand to a stranger with a heavy load. We can always find the time to be kind. We can always find the time to be more kind. Pick a flower for a friend, or better yet, don't pick one. Take a picture and leave the flower alone to grow in the sun. Say thank you and please. God bless you when you hear a sneeze. We can always find the time to be kind. Ask the checkout clerk how they're doing. Show interest in their reply. Hold the door for the person behind you. It's the little wee things we do that remind you we can always find the time to be kind. We can always find the time to be more kind. When you see someone without a smile, give them yours. You can make someone's day by just holding the door. Say thank you and pleases. God bless you when someone sneezes. We can always find the time to be more kind. So let's always take the time to be more kind.
I invite you to join me in a time of meditation. I invite you to put your feet flat on the ground, to square up your shoulders and your hips. Rest your hands in your lap. If you're comfortable, close your eyes or just fix your gaze on a fixed spot in front of you. Lower your gaze and simply take a deep breath. As we breathe into this present moment, I invite you to move your attention from your busy mind into the quiet, still inner space of your heart. As we allow our attention to drop down into our heart space, we simply breathe into this present moment. We allow ourselves to release everything that's come before. We let go of our attachment to anything yet to be done and simply be present, knowing that all we need is this next breath. And in this stillness, in this quiet, in this sacred space within, we are connected, reconnected, reunited with our true higher selves, our soul, the highest consciousness of who we are. And in this connected space, we claim our oneness with God. We claim our oneness with each other. And in this oneness is only goodness, where we are at peace, we are safe, we are home. I invite you to breathe in the knowingness of your oneness with the divine. To feel it in every fiber of your being, filling your body, your mind, your thoughts. To accept and realize that I am created in the likeness and image of God. A beloved child of a loving, divine power. And therefore I am of God. I am of God. My family, my friends, those sitting around me in this room are of God. This is my truth, and all else falls away. All else is insignificant. I am a beloved child of God. And in my divinity is my wholeness, is my access point to unlimited love, power, strength, abundance, joy, peace, divine love in and through me. manifesting in this world, and it is all good. So I invite you to take this knowingness, this simple statement, into a time of silence. I am of God. I am of God. I am of God. The very essence of my being is the divine manifest in this world. One with the divine, I am goodness, I am love, I am peace. I allow myself to be grateful for all that I am and have. I let go and forgive of all that happened before this moment. I allow the future to unfold in positive, uplifting, and hopeful joy. I am one with the Father. I am one with every living being. We are of God. We go forth acting as such, knowing in our beingness that my thoughts, my words, my actions are grounded in the divinity that is me, that is you, in this very moment, for this hour, during this day, and throughout this lifetime. And so it is. And so I am. Amen.
This is a song from Jason Mraz. If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our way when we just want to be free. I will not waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about all the things that will not happen to me. So I will just let go of what I know I don't know, and I know I only do this by living in the moment, live in the moment, to live in my life, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. But I was denied the future I'd been searching for. I spun around and hurt no more by letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong, and I believe this way should be the same for everyone. I'm letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of thoughts that do not make me strong, and I believe this way can be the same for everyone. Living in the moment.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Terrell. Living in the moment. That is what the Tao teaches us. The Tao, you guys are great. You were ahead of each one of those little children, but our heart is full today. Our heart is so full. So yes, living in the moment, living in the way, living what we will call in the beautiful Eastern teaching, the Tao. Understanding that wherever we are meant to be in this very moment. There are no mistakes. That anything that has chased you up to this very moment that holds you back from being exactly who your God self says you are, let go. Let go. Be free. Know that this is your time, right here, right now. Whatever you are creating, whatever you are building, this is the absolute moment of your freedom of choice, the way that you choose to express yourself, the way you choose to receive others. It is in your empowerment that you stand up in that divine realm and say, yes, this is true for me. I love when Reverend Don said, the way of God. I am of God. As I would say, God is of us, because there's no separation. Our very first principle in unity is God is everywhere. That means the times that are joyous and full that we celebrate, and it also means in those times of great pain when we come together and support each other. It is all God. It is all the way. It is all the Tao. It is all the Tao. We've been choosing in the month of August to play with this book. Don't just sit there, do nothing. Don't just sit there, do nothing. And I love the chapter titles. We're going to read Fly Your Freak Flag. Fly your freak flag. And the Tao, verse 48, says, as we learn, we accumulate more and more in the mind. To tread the Tao, however, we must empty our mind. As we empty the mind, we finally loose the sense of contriving. To win the hearts of all under heaven, we must always let people be. If we don't let them be, we will never win their adherence. We will never be truly connected if we tell others how to live their life. The author says, I'm sure the queen of vulnerability, Brene Brown, would agree. To find belonging in yourself, you must be real. To let go of the shoulds, the should've, would've, could'ves, and embrace that awkwardness that is authentically you. Subchapter, being the idiot. How often do you feel like an idiot? Or rather, how hard do you work to try to avoid feeling like one? I'd say I find myself there often enough to realize we all do at some time. And it's not a comfortable feeling. It's not a comfortable sensation. Though by this time in my life, I seem to have gotten quite accustomed to it. I used to hate it and kick myself afterward, but now feeling like an idiot signifies to me that I'm authentically being my goofy and awkward self, even when it's not in line with how others behave. And though shame can pop up when that happens, I'm learning to let it pass. I'm learning to just go with the flow. Why should I cling to normalcy? Why should you? And I know many of you know this passage from Marianne Williamson in her book, Return to Love. She's often been quoted. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant? Who am I to be gorgeous and talented? Who am I to be fabulous? And the challenge is, who are you not to be gorgeous, fabulous, talented? So here's the truth. Letting our light shine can be uncomfortable, especially initially. But it's not about trying. It's about removing the inauthentic layers that we've accumulated. All those woulda, coulda, shoulda beens, all those tapes in our history, all those family of origin, you can't be, you're not good enough, you don't know how. Let it go, because you do know how. That inner cord within you, that divine light that you tap into when you're at your strongest and when you are at your lowest. You know where that center field of truth and love and honesty and remembrance is the cord of your being. And how do we in unity find and tap into that source? Give me an answer. Meditation, prayer. We go to that central beingness within us, and many of us have to quiet our mind. We have to shh the rest of the world. And then for some of us, we like to walk a labyrinth. We want to hear the rustling in the trees. We want to sit in front of that flower. Don't pick it, take a picture. We want great beauty in front of us, a waterfall, the purr of a kitten, the laughter of a baby. And it's all God. For there is no place that we can be that God is not, including in those deep times of sorrow, which brings some of us more together than we've been as families in decades. When the matriarch makes her transition, when the father of all fathers lays down his life and he's ready for the next realm, and all of a sudden we're having hamburgers and making ice cream and we're telling stories about them, and the riches of our family come forward, and we feel as if that presence has never left us, and we learn to let go of the pain. For those of us who hold on to the pain, it is our cross that we bear. It's our shoulders that remains a part of. Because a person who has crossed over, made their transition, they're gone in that worldly sense. So it's what we hold on to that feels like that bag of rocks that you'll never get across that stream, that lake. It'll pull you down until you face those obstacles. until you look inside yourself and really know, feel deep inside that you are that pure light of the divine. Within each and every one of us, we have that spark of the divine. And when we gather together, not unlike Christmas Eve, and we share that light with each other, it becomes bolder, brighter. And for those of us who ever, and not in this group, forget or lose our way, that's why we gather in a connected space so that we can share authentically that truth of knowing who we are. When we're working with the Tao, it's looking for a path of harmony. The harmony is what exists within each one of us. It's what we stand forward and declare to be true. Because we can choose another way. We can look outside of ourselves and see something that feels false, uncomfortable, awkward. Or we can dance like nobody's watching. And we don't even care if they are. Maybe that happens after 50 or 60 or 70. That we can claim who we are with no shame, no guilt. We've all come through a path. We've worked with each other. We've worked on our own. And now we're listening to that inner guidance that we want to create a harmonious field, an energy field where everyone belongs at our table. Not only are they at our table, they're bringing their favorite dish. They're bringing their delightful dishes from their customs, from their families, from their history. And then, you know what happens. That wild child, or 3 or 4 of them, bring the music. They bring sound. They bring delightfulness that the energy field builds and creates even more of our community, our family. When Brene Brown is talking to us about connection, she interviewed a number of children in grade school, and she asked them this question: what is the difference between belonging and fitting in? What is the difference of true belonging and fitting in? Now, fitting in is when you're with a group of people and you're part of that group of people, but they don't care if you're there or not. You're fitting in. Belonging is when they want you to be there, and you want to be there. And that which we put out is already looking for us. It's an open field. It's ready for us. One of my dreams that I hope we can create here with our new building is that those who want to share a Thanksgiving meal together, that we will do that in that building. I did this in my former church, and we did it for years and years and years. And we had this group that we supported called Family Promise. It's a nationwide organization for moms and dads and children not to be separated when they're in between places. They've had a home, but they don't currently have a home. And a number of churches and synagogues and different faith groups gather together. And they have these families come stay overnight at their church for a week. You make breakfast for them. You make dinner for them, but they have to leave during the day. Usually the kids are in school, and the parents are finding a job or they have a job. You're giving them a hand up. Not a hand out, but a hand up. So it was Thanksgiving week at my previous church when the families, about 3 of them, and honestly most of them were like grandmas and small children. Can you imagine? That every week you go to a different structure and you're sleeping there, and you're eating their food. Now, we don't push our religion on them. That's not what it's about. But this particular year at Thanksgiving, we had 3 families. Being the good servitude church that we were, we invited them to Thanksgiving. And they stepped back. And I said, what's up? Well, we don't want you just to feed us. We want to be a part of the celebration. Would you mind if I make sweet potato pie? Would you mind if I make the 7-Up cake? I'd never even heard of a 7-Up cake. I said, what can I do for you that you feel like you're a part of our family? I just had to get the ingredients. And they made these fabulous desserts. So when they came into our big fellowship hall and all the members had brought all this fabulous food, they brought their food too. Do you see the difference of belonging and fitting in? Belonging, you're already part of the family. We are already part of this beautiful Unity family. Whether you're a visitor from the Orlando area, whether you've gone to ministerial school, or it's your first time in these doors, you are welcome here. We are creating a harmonious community that we can be authentically ourselves and tell you when stuff is up. And that we can feel the blessings rise when we gather together and create the next new. So many of you who get our newsletter, and if you don't, sign up outside in the hall. We finally have the demo building permit. Now I want you to know there have been some questions asked. It took about 6 months. No, we're not having Thanksgiving or Christmas in the building this year. It's going to take some time. We're probably 3 months out from the metal building arriving, and then we're going to have to build it out. So it's probably going to be more like a spring festival, but what a fabulous thing for us to do, right? And the board and I, we had this wonderful conversation on Thursday night, and we're going to create a place for each one of you who so feels called to be memorialized in the creation of Unity of Palm Harbor. Something that's magically delicious for you, such as, those of you who've looked in the way back, you've seen the gazebo that was falling apart, and we moved it to this beautiful concrete structure. That is now going to be our outdoor chapel. And our very first wedding is happening at the end of September in that chapel. It's a little private wedding of 2 folks who don't even go here, 74 and 78 years old. And I am so blessed that they asked us, me, our community, to allow them to do that in the little chapel. So where is Stephen? I see him back there, and I'm seeing Greg here. And I've asked that we do a little clearing of the area because eventually we're going to have benches so that it's a very welcoming environment. And you are going to have an opportunity to buy a bench. And you might put a blessing on the bench. You might put your name on the bench. It's not an original idea. One of my first weekends at the village when we were in school, there's this beautiful rose garden. And on it are brick pavers. And they've got people's names, classes, memorials, blessings. And I thought, wow, I want to do this for my mom. She made her transition in 2012. She introduced me to Unity. She traveled to the village and she studied to become a minister. Now her path took her in a different direction, but I now have a brick at Unity Village with my mom's name on it. I would love for us to have the same opportunity here for those who are called to do it. And we're going to create other ways for you to be a part of that new building. And we don't know what that looks like yet. We're going to have a meeting about it. But I want you to know that this is our community, our home. And if it has touched your heart in such a way that you might like to be a permanence on the grounds, we're going to invite you to do that. So at this very moment, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. We lift up our hearts. We open our minds to the beauty that is already here, to that which we can let go of so that we might be in that holy instant, that we might have that pure understanding of the divine, that we know each vibration that we send out into the universe is of the divine. That we create in our mind, and then we breathe down into our heart for that alignment of spirit. And we remember who we are. We are the light of God. We are the divine. And we choose to travel this spirit together in this earth plane, knowing that each and every one of us is meant to be here right now in this ultimate divine plan. And for this, we are so grateful. We are so grateful. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
Now we have our offer. This is the time in our service where we accept offerings, and we have an offertory blessing that is showing, well, I see it in the back, and it's you see it too. Good. Let's join together with our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And now we have special music with Terrell and Michelle.
Terrell wrote this song. It's called Rise Up. And when we do the chorus, you are welcome to rise up and sing. The chorus is so easy. It's just
Here's your 2 words.
rise up.
If you want to have more energy, you want to feel the synergy, you want it right now, rise up. If you want to know the Spirit, think it, feel it, say it, hear it. If you want it right now, rise up. 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 The Holy Spirit will be present when we gather in His name. Add your spark to the fire. Watch the flames growing higher.
Rise up. Come on.
Rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up. Rise up. You didn't get those words?
Rise up.
Rise up. Rise up. Rise up. We can be this love in action. We can feel the satisfaction. We can do it right now. Rise up.
All right.
Rise up. 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 Rise up and stand. Give the command. The great I am, the resurrection and the life. Rise up. 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 Rise up.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Now is the time for our closing prayer. We are here to glow as the light of God. We are the light of God. We are here to embrace the love of God. We are the love of God. We are here to stand in the truth as the power of God. We are the power of God. We are here to radiate the presence of God. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and so it is. Amen. And I will join in the peace song.
Yes, you may stand and join us in Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Now I'm going to say, have a great week, y'all.